So if you play with failure a bit more, or this concept of failure a bit more, then we find out that failure is nothing more than a definition. Because we need to define success, and depending on how we define success, we also have failure. Now let's say, for instance, if you say that for me to succeed, all I need to do is just take the next step. Whatever the outcome, if I take the next step, then I'm a success. And if I listen to the outcome, if I study the outcome or the results that come out of that next step, then I'm a success. In that case, the only way for you to fail is for you to not take the next step. Now, if you say, for me to succeed, I need to take the next step, and let's say, for instance, this is archery. I need to hit the bullseye 3 times out of 10. Then unless you hit the bullseye 3 times out of 10, you are a failure, because you define it such. But let's say, for instance, you say, I'm a success as long as I shoot 10 arrows. Then as long as you shoot 10 arrows, you are a success. So you realize that actually failure is nothing more than a definition. It's actually how you define success that determines your failure, because whatever your success is supposed to be, whatever that's not is a failure. So the more narrowly you define your success, the more likely it is that you're going to be failing. And so anyway, so failure is nothing more than your own definition of success, or the natural consequence that flows out of how you define your success. And so think about that, and that may help you define your success differently. So I want to just give a quick anecdote here where that might be helpful. It used to be that when I was training, I was practicing something that's called Fajing, and I used to experience a lot of failure because I had to basically propel someone a certain way. And there's a certain standard. And a standard is a goal that you're trying to hit. But I also defined that whenever I practice, and this is, when I was still practicing, that I needed to basically achieve that standard in order to succeed. And so I was failing all the time. And I redefined it. I realized it was just very, very painful. I just felt like a failure all the time and was getting discouraged. So I redefined it as success being as long as I basically practice it 20 times. Every time I do it, just 20 times, that I will be a success. That the results actually, regardless of the results, just practicing 20 times. And I would start feeling good. And then I would actually, because I would feel good that I did my 20, I would oftentimes do more. And then I would also look at the results as to why I wasn't getting the results I was looking for. But it wasn't defining my sense of success. And so I didn't feel I was actually failing. I felt I was exploring and studying. And it's interesting how it's the same event. It's the same event that happened, but my experience of it was so vastly different. And so failure is nothing more than a definition. Play with that and see what happens in your life. Thank you.